Are we rolling, Bob?
We are rolling.
Alright. Okay, this is a Dungeness crab, and you don't need to be afraid of it. It is dead and has been cooked. If you haven't cooked, if you get them live, they're easy to cook. All you do is boil water, put some salt in the water, make the pan, sure the pan's big enough so that you don't cool the water down too much. But you just dump them in when the water comes to a boil. When it comes back to a boil, then time it from them to about 15 to 20 minutes. 15 minutes is enough. Now, when you want to open this thing up, leave the legs on, grab the legs and use them as a handle like this, and then just pull the shell from the top like that, and just pull the shell off like that. Then what you do is, there's a couple of things. You can clean it up a little bit if you want to. It's not important, but you can. Since I'm anal about that, I do. There are a couple of things you do. First of all, just take your fingers. These are like lungs here. Just take your fingers and just swipe those off, kind of at the base of it here, and just swipe those little fingers off. So just take right here, take your fingers, and just swipe them off like that. Don't have to get really that clean at this point. You kind of clean this off here a little bit. Now the next thing you do, wash it off, rinse it off a little bit. There are two more things you have to do to clean it. The first thing you do is take your thumb and your fingers here underneath this front thing. This is kind of the mouth. Your thumb, and get it back in there a little bit, about that far where the meat starts, and put your fingers underneath it, and then just pinch it and pull that whole thing out. So you got that whole thing out like that. That cleans up that front end piece like that. So you can see the front end is cleaned up. Then you clean this up a little bit if you want to. Just rinse it out a little bit more each time, and you can get it real clean. Kind of clean this out. Then the last thing you do to clean it is, this is the little tab here. The male, you can see how it's kind of narrow. The male is narrow. If it was wider, that would be a female. They don't keep females. You should never have one of those. You pull this up. Now be careful here, because these things are really sharp. They're stickery more than anything else. Just take that, get underneath both of those things with your thumb, and again your fingers on the back like that, with your thumb, and pinch it together and just pull that forward. So what you're left with there then is a clean Dungeness crab. You have that out of there, that's all done like that, and then that front piece. So this is all really ready to serve right now. What you need to do at that point then is, a lot of people will take at this point and just pull off all the legs. And you can do that, just pull off all the legs. Now most people will just eat the legs, or they think the legs are the easiest to do. Really the best meat, I think, other than maybe the claw, the best meat is in the body. And what I do to do the body is just take it like this, break it in half like that, and then you go ahead and get your bowl, and then you section it. And in between each one of those leg sections, you just break it apart. You get in between them and break it apart like that. Now each one of those, when you do that, it'll allow you to go through the membranes there, or the sections, and then you can pick that out. So like if you have a piece here, make sure there's no shells in there, then you can easily take that and see all the meat in there, and you just take it apart like that. And so it's really the best meat is right there. When you get your sections like this, then just kind of pick the sections apart, get those shells out of there, and then you'll get really nice. You just kind of pick it apart. You get really nice big chunks of meat out of there. And most people don't like to mess with the body part, but there's really the most meat is in the body part, so do it like that. Okay? That is how you clean and pick the body meat out of a Dungeness crab. Then from there, of course, the legs. If they're really big crabs, you can get some meat out of this section in here. The best part about this thing here, this part here, is that you can use this for a pick. There's really not very much meat in there, but if you paid $9 a pound for it, you might want to eat that. What you do then is nutcrackers in here.
They're way over under the microwave in the very back. Top drawer, very back.
Probably the best thing to do is to get a nutcracker like that. When you crack these things, don't crack them this way. You gently crack them.
All I see is your hand, honey.
Huh? We'll move back.
Well, there.
Just gently crack it like that. Now these crab are soft. When you buy these crab, if you can, pinch the sides of them like this. At the beginning of the season, they'll be soft. Don't buy them. There's no meat in them. But later on in the season, they get hard, and when they get hard is when they fill up. Now these are still soft. And then when you get them cracked like that, then just take them here and twist them a little bit, and then you can get the meat out of them. And ideally, you will take the full chunk of meat out of them like that, and not just pieces. That's the way you do it. The claws are a little bit different. You do the same way. You crack on the side, and don't crush it, just kind of crack it, and then you can pull it apart and get the meat out of it pretty much in a big piece. Again, here's the use for these pinchers again is like this. You use that and you pinch it out. You take the pincher and you get it out of there. And same way with this. Now on the claw like this, to get that meat out of there, just take and pull the whole claw out. You'll see that membrane goes through there. And then what you can do is very easily, if it doesn't fall out, you can just go in here and scoop it out. Like that. And that is how you that's how you crack and clean one. So enjoy, like I'm going to do. Okay?